What's up, gamers? How's it going?
Hello.
Hi.
So we are joined here with HughHeifer, who is going to be our VOD reviewee of the day. So we've already got 3 people for League, so we'll just need one more. And I think I saw Devi, who succeeded in actually making the first comment today. It was Devi who won the war.
That's actually, I don't want to say first, but it's been first in a while, for sure.
Yeah,
Jamie's
usually somebody's in the chat like a good 10 minutes beforehand, waiting to snipe it.
Or there's Jamie, like an hour early.
Yeah, that happened once. That did happen once. What's up, Bab?
Hello.
Debbie's like, okay, look, people have cheated.
You get? Is it first if you reply first, like the second the stream ends? Does that count? Is that like ultimate first?
See, I feel like that continues the conversation that was ongoing at the time that the stream ended, right? So
Okay.
you're still kind of chatting as a part of that stream, but I don't know exactly when.
When the conversation dies, you have to be watching the chat like 24/7. It's 24/7. Like the moment the chat like dies, that's when the next stream you could say first.
And HughHeifer, I have sent you my friend code. I've DM'd it to you on Discord.
I already added you. Since it was on your AKAs.
Did some detective work.
Mm-hmm. I'm on vacation, so I might as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Prep.
And it's going to take a while to spin, but then once it's done, we'll be at it.
Before we get too far into it, I want to shout out my squad, if I can.
Oh, okay. You got a squad here with you?
No, I don't know. They're gonna watch this eventually, so I just want to call out my homies. Ew Suck, Pig Jam, Horse Slam, and Dreadmill. They're all members of the Barnyard, and they're absolute menaces on the court. So you know.
There we go. I might have actually seen Pig Jam in League before, I think.
That's funny. Yeah. We've been playing a bunch recently, so.
That's awesome. And hello, Arya
Pig Jam
Zara.
and Horse Slam, the twin menaces.
All right, so I've now accepted the friend request, and now you should be able to join in the League lobby with us. And Avery should be in here pretty soon as well, I venture.
If I can remember the password.
Oh, hey, Rainmaker Albacore was just in Ranked. And now it's in... Okay, so now we get to tell people about not pushing right on Albacore. This is great. This is a public service announcement. Oh, boy. I think this is Bab, who has just joined us on the ballpoint, so... That should fill out our squad for us here.
Oh. Unable to connect to other consoles. Let me check my internet. I changed my internet, so I might need to reset that. Let me see.
If you had to choose between cool and not cool, then yeah, you're not connected. If not, it might have just been a temporary thing. Hi, Royal Fishy Fish. Doing well. And there's Call Me Cool. So, while we're on the subject of Albacore, let's talk about how we play this map, because from when I was just playing Ranked on Rainmaker Albacore, I should highlight my teammate Reborn, who tweeted out at one point, every time somebody pushes right on New Albacore Hotel, Splatoon 3 gets delayed another hour. It's a deeply sad thing to see, because the problem with going right is that you go very, very far and only ever end up with maybe 60 points. the amount of time that it takes to actually start scoring good points on that far right push when you have to push up the ramp, it's not worth it. You get to the point where you're at the bottom of the slope, and then it's very easy to defend against players who know what they're doing, and you're still only at about 60. By contrast, if you had gone over the short bridge, you would probably be at about 55 already. And going left is by far the safest route, because while you do have to push uphill a little bit, it's a lot more linear. It's easier to see the opponents coming at you. They can't, hit you from flank angles. And it's a little bit easier to control that area using specials, and you also score a bit faster. Plus, there's a jump that you can make to get over into the opponent's base, which gets you to like 25 or something extremely quickly. So both are very good options from the left. If you're able to get through on short bridge safely, then the rest of the way is good to go. But right's just almost never a good option. You basically have to wipe the enemy team going that way, and if you wiped the enemy team, you might as well go one of the faster ways instead.
Kind of like center in Muscle Forge.
Yeah. See, center in Muscle Forge, the thing with center in Muscle Forge is that it is faster, and so it's a good fast break route. Like, you go there if you've wiped the entire enemy team, because you can get across on the rail and actually be scoring faster than if you'd gone up the ramp on the right. With Albacore, if you go right, it is both slower and more heavily defended.
Okay.
Yes, there is... So there's that tweet, which I believe I know where that sends you. I believe that sends you to a Japanese player who did... Oh, no. This is a different tweet, but it shows a bunch of good Rainmaker routes. That tweet is one resource you can use. I really like Kiver's video on the subject. Also, Avery, you coming?
I can't seem to get my internet working. I don't know what's wrong with it.
It's clearly not your internet, because you're on the Discord call.
I know. I think it's just like, I don't know. I'm testing the speed on, I'm testing the connection on my Switch. It's very odd, because I remember using it before.
Interesting.
Okay, it says it's good. It's just like, let me try one more time.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
Also, hi, Brock. Listen to everything Brock says. He is very smart. He coaches me in a number of different ways, so would definitely recommend his channel as well. I don't know exactly how often he's been streaming lately, but whenever he's on, he's, got Div 1 experience, very solid player, good frontliner to talk to about anything you've got specific questions about. What if I lied about my peak in my bio? Ooh, that would really hurt my trust in you, Bab, That would feel like I'd been deceived. I'd feel like I'd been betrayed. Just would not be good. Oh, hey, it's Darlene. Yo, 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 what's up?
Hello.
I believe
I do have one homie in the crowd, by the way. We got our resident sheep expert, You Suck, in the crowd. You spelled like
EWE, yeah.
Yeah. That's one of my faves.
Awesome. And Darlene does some writing for us if I've got the right Darlene. If it's a different Darlene altogether and this is just a coincidence, then I've been bamboozled, but... Oh, your capture card stopped working. That sucks, Brock. That happened to me once. I think the operating system got updated and then the drivers just didn't work anymore or something like that. It was really sad.
My connection is not working, so Debbie, if you want to jump in and get the ball rolling.
All right, yeah, for sure.
Troubleshoot.
Let's get... So it looks like Bab is going to be playing ballpoint here. So we'll have Debbie getting to play some frontline. I just picked up my Xbox controller. Hold on, let's fix that. Been playing a little too much Elden Ring.
Yeah, me too. That definitely is gonna hurt my my KD.
Debbie's here to make Chicken Lord proud. Playing wait, you don't have a chicken-related farmyard friend, do you, HughHeifer?
No, I don't. We don't have a chicken yet.
Maybe Avery
Yeah.
can be a part of the Barnyard Gang. Avery is a big fan of chickens. Big fan
You
of
gotta, you
auto
gotta have a
bombs.
name. That's the most important thing.
A chicken lord.
Yeah,
Honorable
Avery does go by
title.
Chicken Lord, to a degree. I guess maybe not in game, but
I should change it. I should change it to chicken lord.
yeah, it's a little tricky because you have to cut a letter out. Maybe you just take out the C or something.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Something like that.
Carbon in mid, got him.
Chicken.
Or I don't know if that's Carbon.
One on the right side, little
Hydra
brush
on
boy.
left. I am gonna back up a sec. Yeah, Brush should
Oh, I see
be
him.
out of there.
Got the Hydra, got the Hydra.
Another one in mid. That jump is probably dead.
Got one. 2 down, 2 down. Oh, there's a splash on me. I got him.
I don't think we have Debbie in here
Popping.
now that I'm thinking about it, because I know I would have heard her by
I'm
now.
alone, right?
Nope, Debbie's not in Discord at the moment, so I can't drag her.
Alright, I got one.
Okay, 3v3, one watching from... they dropped behind it.
Yeah, they're coming mid, looks like.
Alright.
Oops.
Three in there, one more on the wall.
Oh, yep. 2 down, 2 down.
Still one more on the wall. Oh, they dropped, they
There's
dropped.
one-
Why did they
One
drop?
behind you, yeah. Yeah,
The
go, go, go,
fools.
go, go. Go, 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 go. Oh, I did not need to jump that. Foolish.
My influence spreads.
Two coming through their streets, one gonna be further behind. Rainmaker's in front, I tapped him twice, and I might die.
I got the
'cause
roller.
That's a Hydra. Missling.
I'm hitting him with some bombs.
Nice.
Bomb rush. Insta pop, let's go.
There's a roller in front on the block. Hit him twice. Nice. Hydra in front. And
Ah.
yeah.
Yeah.
All good, all good. We're wasting their time.
Yeah, we're already at 14, so.
And that's a dead push.
Yeah.
One
Oh,
on
one
the...
right here. Got
There
him.
we go. Nice.
Oh, one
Still
on
another one
our bridge.
left. Are they going around to try and grab?
No, he's just
No.
playing in a
They're
weird
just-
spot. I got him.
Nice.
Whatever. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, one roller right by. Yep, got the roller.
Okay.
All right.
I'm pressuring
There's one
Hydra,
right here.
or I'm just killing Hydra because they didn't. Oh no, they watched. They
Oh.
watched.
Not my best shooting there.
Hydra their streets. They've got a bunch of beacons in their street as well.
Good 2v3 right now.
Yeah. We're okay for now. One in our street. One in our street might come from behind. They're on left bridge now.
Okay.
I don't know if Bad can hear me.
I'll challenge him. Yeah, he's in mid now. Yeah, that's him. I think he's alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead. I'm dead though.
3v3.
All right, I'm jumping in.
Carbon on me. Nice. Hydra has... Oh, that's splashdown, right. Brush pushing into mid from short bridge.
Oh, yep. Thank you.
Nice.
Thanks for the call out. Almost died there. Hydra. Right
One
side.
over in our street again. I might be able to pick him. I don't think they're paying attention to me. I hit him twice. They're in mid. Behind us.
Oh. I'm dead.
Cool splashdown.
You're alone right now, Gem.
And so is the Rainmaker. Oh, well. I probably should have had that.
Roller on our street.
They might be looking right.
He's auto bomb rushing me.
Yeah, they're going right. They're
And I
going
got
right.
missiles on me. I'm getting pressured up.
We're actually
Low.
setting up to push streets.
Yep, I got got.
Oh, brush in. Okay, got the brush. I don't know where they're pushing. They've signaled going several different ways, and now they're going the only one that was bad.
As long
Look
as
at
it
that,
ain't
look at
us.
that. They got to the top of the ramp.
And didn't
They're
even
at
get any
56.
points. Wow. Okay. Yep. Well, that's proof enough for me. There's one right here. Ooh! I got a little aggressive there.
One jumped over on left. All right. Ideally there, I would have jumped it off before there were 15 seconds left, so that it respawned in mid and didn't give them overtime when I died, but I wasn't quick thinking enough there. You rip apart time and space by unleashing torrents of chickens, and then you make money from their eggs and you sell the eggs. That sounds like Salmon Run. It sounds like a mode in Splatoon 2.
The infinite chickens. The immortal chickens is our...
There we go. Call me cool with your new tag written out there. The Chicken Lord without the C.
Whose callouts? Babsy. Babsy.
Bab, you know why? That's because you're not in Discord.
You're just listening to the stream, brah.
You wanna join Discord so that you can actually use them?
Ah.
Right. So imagine if you were to like use your phone and like jump into the waiting room there, and then here's Devi. See, Devi did the thing. So now all Bab has to do is the same thing.
I didn't have time before the last game started, and I'm like, okay.
Jamie's like, don't. It increases awareness.
Jim, if you did jump it off, I was right there. I painted it and everything.
And there's Bab. Look at that. Now Bab is going to be able to hear our call-outs.
And had my headphones on full blast. That scared me.
Oh.
What do you say about Tetras? Tetras are a solid, like, B or C tier weapon. They have potential, but the problem is, one, they're very hard. That requires you to aim about as well as any other weapon in the game.
Gotta commit a lot of time.
Just like very technical, and it takes a long time to learn. Two, like, they play differently from like everything else, so you basically end up one-tricking them, and no other weapons work exactly the same way. And three, they don't paint a lot, and they don't have good kits. So there's room to make it work if you're a god at the Tetris, but they don't fit into a lot of team comps very well. They're really high commitment to learn, so you're basically locking yourself into a pretty niche weapon and only playing that very niche weapon. So the main weapon itself is like way better than its potential for use in competitive play is.
Got a roller on the right side.
At all.
I'm dead. Sorry.
All good. They can't pick up yet. They're just kind of jumping in, stalling it out. Okay, Debbie's down on the left, so that's someone coming left.
Oh, there's a roller on the left side here. Got him.
Good pick.
Oh, there's a jet in the middle.
Yep.
Jet. Oh, I got a couple hits on him. He's right behind the Rainmaker.
I just backed up.
3 on Rainmaker.
They're picking up 3. Missling. Going in on the Rainmaker.
Oh.
Rainmaker down. I'm sniped from behind.
I got one.
Squiff
There's
for my ouch.
two down.
Careful not to peek him too hard.
Yep. I'm trying to throw. How do you get out of there?
I've got missiles ready.
I forgot I was.
Oh, on the right side here.
There's a roller.
Dead.
Okay, let's take advantage of that. I
There's a
missiled.
swift. Watch out for
I'm
the
pushing
swift.
forward. Yep.
Oh, there's a Hoover here too. I'm gonna die. There's 3 in this corner.
Got one.
We got the Squiffer.
There's 2 more around there. Be careful.
Yep, there's one
Hydra down.
right by you. Gem, watch out.
Right side corner.
There's so many
They're
dudes
backing
here.
up.
Yeah, they're backing up.
I'm gonna take an off angle.
I pushed him
Okay.
down.
All right, I'll distract them.
Team shit coming.
Got
Yeah,
one.
just go for
Got the
points, just
Squiffer.
go for
Missed
points.
the shot.
The Hydra got me. Hydra got me. Oh, we're all down. We're all down. Okay.
Yep. We just pushed for points. It was falling apart, so we went for as many as we could get. Just keep playing good defense. One might be approaching bunker. They were in our
There
zone.
was Shot and Squiffer on the right half pipe.
All right, careful, Hugh.
Yep. I'm getting out of there.
Missiling all 4.
They popped it.
Got the roller. Got the roller.
Nice.
I'm
They're one
running back.
down. Let's just take it and go right. They're not over there.
They have
Right,
tons of
painted.
specials. Be careful. They have all 3 specials. Got
Okay,
one.
we got a little bit far ahead of the Rainmaker there. Someone came from Mini.
I didn't know. There was no hollow that I could hear.
Well,
Right here.
I mean,
on the street.
I called it as soon as I saw it.
Oh.
But you're far enough ahead at that point that if
Oh,
someone can just
shoot.
get in between the two and there's
I missed
no
it
warning.
'cause I was there waiting for it to pinch something. So this isn't where I want to be.
Are they gonna go for the half pipe? I can't tell.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's what they're gonna do.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and take control mid. I
Might die
traded.
here. I got
Traded
2 on
with
me,
them.
Rainmaker and another. Oh.
Okay, yep.
Right,
2v3.
Missiling. It looks
Left,
like we're not in
left,
between
three,
it and the
pushing
goal.
left.
Yep, I am now.
One on box. They got me.
Got
Nice.
Got Rainmaker. I got
Good flank,
roller,
Debbie.
one.
Okay,
I
they
got
popped.
bomb rush. I'm rushing it.
Okay, good job, good job.
though. I'm gonna do what I did last time.
I got my feet painted. My bad.
Oh, there's a
One in
shot.
mid. Contesting Debbie.
Maker.
Yeah,
I
there's
died
2
though.
actually. Squiffin shot
Traded.
by me with Hydra behind him.
Nice beacons.
Hydra is on
Missing.
snipe.
2 in there, half pipe. 2
Oh
there's
my
3.
goodness. Yep.
Got the inkjet.
Roller in mid, pushing towards us. Got him.
Okay, thanks. There's a Hydra on the snipe here.
Missiling them.
You're okay.
Hydra drop.
We're about
Got
to be
him.
back.
Squiff.
You've got backup now. I'm gonna go around. Flank them.
Pushing their
Off the
ledge.
street.
One above. One
On the
above.
grate, on the grate. There's 3 in
Got
there.
one. The other one got me.
No, I almost got the Hydra.
5 seconds. They can't just keep them from popping, and we're good.
I had a really good flank, but I blew it, kids. Sorry.
How did they? Oh, okay.
Oh, I was behind him. That Squiff was mine.
Man, that was a low-scoring game.
At least we got the dub, yeah.
Sorry for asking a question. I know you're in a game and need comms, but how can I get good gear fast? So, the fastest way to do it would be to use Super Sea Snails, and each piece of gear has brands. So, like, you look at my swim goggles, for example. This is Zinc brand. You can see in the upper right. Whereas these goggles are Todi Kensa brand. And this hat is Scallop brand. Those brands make it more or less likely for you to get certain patches, certain chunks. So if you want swim speed, for example, you want to find some crack-on gear. And you want to get, one piece of that that's got 3 slots open, and you drop a sea snail on it. It fills up, you do the re-roll is what it's called in Merch's shop. You do a re-roll, it gives you 3 chunks, and then you re-roll again. Now, if you don't have 255 sea snails like I do, then what you need to be doing is it can help to drink from Krusty Sean's get like a ticket for a swim speed up drink, which you can get from Salmon Run, and drink that, and then you're more likely to get that patch. but the gear brand is by far the most important part. And you get gear that is all 3 crack on, you scrub it, and use the drink ticket, and that's the highest likelihood that you're going to end up with those patches. The drink ticket doesn't make a huge difference compared to the gear brand correct without the drink ticket. I think it's only like 2% more of a chance, so it's not the end of the world if you don't have those drink tickets. But definitely check your gear brands, because they make it literally 5 times more likely to get the one that you're looking for.
You poor thing. You're a saint for explaining all of that.
If you didn't realize, the people we were playing was like Jen, Sky, Sen Squared, 2 streamers, person who was on VOD review when I did the VOD review. And I was like GG's to them, and then OBT comes in, saw us on their stream, and just like, yep, that happened.
Yeah, we run into them pretty regularly on here. They're very active right around the time we're playing.
Oh god, there's a sniper.
There's one on top mid. I tapped him. Okay, cool. We'll take a free pick.
Oh, there's one in our midst.
Yeah.
As a tetra, or a dapples.
Dapples and someone else trying to push for it. Nice. Might be a right flank. No, they didn't go all the way.
What does
Unless
the
they're
range
running.
blaster have?
That range blaster is curling bomb and rain. No,
Something took me on the right. Thank
or
you.
no, curling bomb and bubbles.
Oh, I see him.
There is a flank on the left, I believe.
Yeah, no, he's not
Yeah.
going for it. He backed off.
Flank right, flank right.
I got so greedy there.
Yeah, blaster in mid. Nice, they're down.
There's another one. There's another one
That's
jumping
2
in.
down. Charger on right, so it's only 1 on left. Take it and let's go
I'm
left.
the charger.
Yep, go left, go left.
It's Dapples on left, so watch around the blind corners. And watch for jumps down from walls. Yeah, they're up on the wall. They drop down,
Got one. Oh, the charger got me. No.
I got the charger.
It's just you, though.
There were
Okay.
3 on left.
I'm trying to get a sneaky angle here.
I'll cut them off as best I can.
Got him.
There you go, okay.
The gambit worked.
1 in street,
Insta-pop.
nice. That's 2 down. Now we're on the left side, so this will be a good time to push left.
Okay,
Missing
we
the
got
2
two
remaining.
down,
Let's
two
pick
down.
it up and go. I guess
Okay,
I'm
yep,
picking it up.
I'm pushing him. I'm pushing him. Oh, I got got.
Okay, I'm gonna play a little safer then. Got
Oh,
one.
there's one down. Yep, nice. I'm trying to jump
Spiffer's
in.
around the corner.
I played the inkjet wrong. Oh, I got sniped. I should have did that on the other side. I don't know inkjet very well.
Traded.
Got him.
Baller.
Blaster on ramp and another one above.
Yeah,
Nice, you got the one.
3 down.
got the
That's
blaster.
white, that's white. Go, 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 go. I'm gonna flank through short bridge.
Thank you for the call out. Got one. Got
Flip
2.
down, that's 3.
3 down. This last one's right here.
Do the jump. Oh, okay.
Got him. Got him. Go, 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 go.
Beautiful.
Let's go. Well done.
I thought I was dead.
Thank you, Fennec and Fox. We almost made them want to boot up the game again. Dang it, we were so close.
My knot is weird.
Krusty Sean's drink tickets work independent of brand. Always gives 30% chance to roll specific abilities. Brands don't matter when you use those. My understanding is that it's something like a 28% chance with the gear brand, and then the drink ticket takes it up maybe like 30 flat. So that would be in line with what I'm saying. But I'd have to go and research that again to double check. Bab complimenting the Devi Nautilus.
It's weird, but I'm rolling with it.
Yes, and rolling with sea snails is only a brand that's going to matter, so. Oh, hey, Sebi Bastion, were you in one of our games just now? I mean, yeah, everything is worthy of being complimented, so there's no issue here. Not sure, I just read the wiki. Yeah, there was somewhere where I actually saw the percentages broken down. Some, I think it was a data miner who went and figured it out. Oh, just joined the stream. Well, thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
If you'll allow me while we're chilling, I'd like to make an Elden Ring flex real quick.
Okay.
I think Jem will appreciate this.
I am currently fighting the fire giant on my level 9 wretch. With
I'm not through the whole game, so I don't know the significance of that, but I'm sure once I get there, I will not be level 9.
Yeah, I've played these games for a long time, so I'm giving myself an extra big challenge for this one.
I'm
Jamie,
about
I'm gonna
30-something hours in.
I'm gonna correct you on this, Jamie. I'm running drop roller, so I am rolling with it.
Ah.
I'm gonna flank.
Okay. I'm getting their
Like to run on the
attention
grades.
from Minnie.
Oh, this is easy.
Roller
Let's
down.
take it. Yeah.
I don't know
I
where
have
the
to
other two
type
are.
in
They
it.
might be behind us or something.
They're by goal.
Okay. One behind, one behind. I knew there was someone there. Missling one by
Bomb
goal.
rush. Bomb rush. Somebody pick it up.
Tetra's going to... Not Tetra's. Dapple's going over. We're good.
Got him. You're good. You're good. You're good. Win. Yeah.
Whee! I just dropped down in front of the
Easy.
goal.
All right. We've got some knockouts, so we might be done with the league session a little bit earlier than usual.
Yeah, the Rainmaker will do
Let's
that.
go, that synergy!
Saw your video on pure gear. Is it better or worse
Yeah,
to have a
4, 3,
pure
2, 1,
rather than having a
awesome.
randomly generated ability? So a randomly generated patch is completely free. Like, if you have something that like randomly appears on a piece of gear that you actually want, you don't have to spend 10 or 20 or 30 chunks to get it. It's just the one that you earned. So that's always the best case scenario. But the reason that a pure isn't good is because you have to spend so many chunks to get it, and you're still likely to not actually have what you're looking for in the first place. Like, what a lot of people try to do is they get a pure of something in anticipation of maybe needing that much gear in the future, and then they're like, actually, I want to swap one of these subs out. And when they do that, they're wasting 30 chunks of gear that they farmed.
Let's farm quick super jump, kids. Come on.
You do want some of
Eat
it.
your
You
vegetables.
don't want like a pure of it under any circumstances. But...
Flanking again.
Okay, Devi's flanking left, so I'm gonna go in. They've got armor, but they're not shooting me for some reason.
I don't know why I picked it up.
Yeah,
I
right.
honestly went on autopilot there, guys. Sorry.
Oh gosh, how did that work? I was behind the wall and got sniped. Okay.
They're going right.
They're gonna go half pipe, yeah.
Bombs in front, paint their feet. Missling all, or they're three. I don't know where the last one is. Last one's flanking, RT. Got the Rainmaker. Still one in below, in ledge.
I've got a bomb
I hit him
rush, but I
twice.
feel like
Got
I
him.
should save
Charger's
it.
on the right. Charger's on the right.
I
Watch
can't
out.
pick this up. I got special.
I'm gonna take it left. Or
I
at
got the
least mid.
charger. Traded with the charger.
All right. Okay. Got one. One on left.
Got
Nice.
Okay,
so
that's
two
three
down.
down.
Push up in front of me. Push up in front of me.
Oh, there's
One on me. One on me.
in front. Nice.
Thank you.
All right,
The
I'm pushing
charger,
up hard.
I got him. There we go.
Nice,
I have
good one,
inkjet.
Debbie.
Swift's right in front. Here, I got inkjet. Let's go.
They got me, but it's up on the
I
ledge
got
now.
another. They're behind the goal.
Pop it
Behind
and
the
go.
goal.
Oh, I tried to get him. I blew it.
Good grab.
Yes, nice lead.
We might be able to hold this
Oh, no.
position. We can't get Rainmaker, but we could potentially...
I'm just jumping to mid. I'm gonna be there soon. There's
Keep
an ink
bottled
jet. Be
up.
careful. Watch out, Debbie. I'm trying to give you an
I know,
escape route.
just,
I'm trying to give you an
trying to get
escape.
out. That's okay.
Oh.
I'm getting out. We're good.
I died, but at least you made it up.
Yeah, no, I was painting my feet.
Got Rainmaker. Another one on my ouch. Zap, I think.
Okay.
There's one
Okay.
on my left.
He's got armor. He's got armor.
I might die. Yep, they jumped over my shot.
He's popping it. That's armor
Hello.
pop.
One on left sharking.
Just we'll wait for the armor. Okay, the armor's gone already. He popped it way too early.
They've got an Inkjet in the air. Inkjet weak. Not going for it.
I traded with the zap.
I have right side painted.
All right, I'm gonna pinch in from. Oh, they're still on the grass. They're not
There's
moving
a
it very
charger
far.
in front of the Rainmaker.
Missling them.
There's 3
Was this-
on that side. I'm gonna inkjet.
All right, I'm with you, Gem.
Charge down.
Oh, I died. Dang it. All right.
I'm just jumping out of this. This is this is a bit much.
Yeah, it's a little, yeah.
Uh-oh. No.
We should just take the high
Three in
ground
front of
here.
Two from the Rainmaker, 1 flanking T. Or no, it's 2 and 2.
Got one. They're
and two.
rotating it left.
I got one as well. There's
Blow up.
Yeah, they don't have time to get there. One ledge, charger. Nice.
okay.
Good pick. Nice. All right, just the zap. Watch out, they've been sharking before.
They're on the right grass.
I think.
I'm just taking everything. Make it
Painted up
all.
their half pipe. Painted their half pipe.
One in
There's
mid.
There's someone on our snipe.
Traded.
Oops. I'm getting out of here. Oh, I'm
pushing
on me.
our
On
zone.
me. There's one on the right side. Right side.
Yep.
He's a little weak. I got him with a burst bomb.
They're gonna be healed by now. Don't push it too hard.
Yeah. Well, I did. He's inkjetting now.
Got sniped. I didn't think they could see that. Okay. They got our beacon. Bombs in front. Nice.
Got Rainmaker.
Minute left.
Yeah, just paint everywhere.
That's 3 down.
Okay, just Squiff. Where's Squiff?
Back by spawn, I think.
Squiff is their T.
I'm just sneaky going in.
Oh, there's 2 in the half pipe. Oh, jeez.
Wait for me to pressure. Okay.
No, it's too late. We got pressured. There's 3 on their T. All in a
All right,
line.
so they have 30 seconds. We're
I'm
gonna get here
marked.
plenty of
Backing
time
up.
to defend.
Might want to jump out of that, Bab, if you can.
On our grass.
Back up a little bit. Yeah.
Rainmaker's separated from the rest. Going in.
Oh, I got one.
Communication error has occurred.
I got
Oh no, for you.
got 2.
Let's go.
Okay, we're good.
Debbie
got
with the
solid-
clutch.
The solid 2 inkjet at the end that I
Let's
never can
go.
usually pull off, but I pulled it off.
Nice. So is that game?
Yeah, we won.
All right. Nice.
Whew, not my best showing. I didn't even pop a single special.
Yeah, definitely worth pointing out that Bab was just playing Splatling against 2 Chargers. And we still did fine.
And
Those are supposed to counter him.
And
We're just too good.
look, there's some freaking solo rotations that I go into that's stressful when you fight 3 E-leaders on one side. And you're like, how do you end up with all of this? I remember the one specifically, they had 3 E-leaders and a K-shot. It was me, a ballpoint, a dynamo, and a tri-slosher, and I'm like, what are we gonna do? But
Devi being a Hydra player, that is.
we won.
They don't have the deeps, bro.
It's Tita.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Oh, you guys know these kids?
One.
Tita was on one of these Squid School VOD reviews at one point.
Ah, so we have to win.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a couple of the Boneless Children is the team that she plays for.
Nice.
Don't ask me where the name came from. That was,
There's somebody sneaking over to the right.
Yeah, there's gonna be a flank.
yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
watch the
flanking.
flank.
Okay. There's also a blaster on the right
One coming
side.
All right,
Oh,
don't
there's one on
overcommit
the-
in front, because...
Blue's left flank and one on me on the left.
I'm getting charged. Oh,
I'm
fuck.
getting rushed.
I'm out.
Wow, the
Charger in mid?
instinct jump.
Yeah, blaster in mid. I think blaster picked it up.
Missling 3, there's a hammer in front, and a baller.
Oh no.
I'm down to baller, but the Rainmaker's back in mid. Okay, they're coming
got two
now. Bombs in front, paint their feet.
I got
Blaster's
the rain,
right
but
below
not
in our
me.
goal, be careful.
Not
Nice
inside
kill.
the Rainmaker.
Thank you, Devi.
Sploosh down. Ah.
Oh,
Maybe get the
there's a
blaster.
charger. Or a minute. Yeah, charger right there.
Bombs in front,
No,
paint feet.
I missed it by one shot.
Oof. That was good.
Hi, Trey guy. All right. One more, and then we'll get the VOD review started.
I suppose we found that point that I'm talking about, where I can crush the S players, but the second really good players get in the lobby. I'm just like,
GG, Tita! And Trey Guy gives compliments to Babs' tag.
Oh. When Bab switched to sniper, I should have totally did Hydra too. Double back. Just for the final game.
Bad with a little Kappa. Do you think people gravitated to Kappa because like you put Kappa when you're trolling, and so you're capping?
like
I've been going back and forth in my head the last couple of days. Like, is that
Chicken or the
a
egg,
thing, or
you
is that
know?
just a coincidence?
Capping.
I think it's
Capping
both.
is, like, way
It's-
newer.
It's like both. Like you can't discount.
I
the
would be
psychological
surprised
effect
if
that it has
capping
on
is
people.
newer than that, because that's just a gamer
Yeah,
tag.
it is. No, capping
Yeah,
is like Instagram life stuff, so that's definitely newer than Kappa.
I'm sure.
Kappa
Kappa
was
is
like-
older
The
than-
term
very
to
good
cap
French.
has been a part of black slang since about the late 1930s.
Well, I believe that because that's all slang.
Right. That's what I'm
All
saying.
good
Like,
slang.
the term capping did not come about as a result of the Twitch
Right.
mode.
But
No, I knew
but
that.
like the Instagram version of it, that widespread usage is definitely recent.
The more main.
Basically, white people co-opting it is
White people discovering that it has
Right.
existed for 70 years
Exactly.
happened recently, sure. But
Okay, I see.
exactly.
but like Kappa, I'm pretty sure that was just someone's gamer tag, but like do you
That's a dude.
think
It's a live streamer.
they specifically chose the one of the troll face because he's like capping? I don't know. It eats me up inside, wondering whether that's just a
you awake.
coincidence or not.
Every night you lie in bed wondering, is it Cap or Kappa? To Cap or to Kappa? This is the question.
Also, chicken bird. I'm
Whoa.
sorry I couldn't continue the chicken.
That was some. Oh wait, no, that's the same person. Never mind. I was about to say, Chilfen. That's some impressive coordination you had right there. But then I realized that Vaz T is also you. I
got a
appreciate the
dynamo over there,
support
be
on
careful.
both channels. That's awesome of you. Thank you.
There's one on the little bridge in mid. Two of them actually. Oh,
Well,
yeah, they're pushing me.
I went into mid and died. That's all you need to know about that.
I'm on their right.
There's 3 in mid still, just kind of
I know.
sharking in that
I'm
patch.
trying to get
I'm
around.
just trying to like. Oh my goodness, that was embarrassing.
I'm just gonna pay for special.
Yep. Oh, they got a hammer in the mid.
All right, I've got missiles ready. They're
Nice
one
one.
down. They're really split. One got me
I'm
on
dead.
left, Dynamo,
I didn't.
and then they're reunited in mid. Careful, careful, you're
Watch out for
2v1,
the dynamo
2v1.
and brush.
I'm getting out of here.
Yep.
They're chasing you.
Yep.
If they chase too hard, we can fight them, but they've got
Right.
a Booyah as well. Be careful. There it is. Okay, where are
I'm
they
just
going?
setting up
They're
here.
going short
I
bridge.
almost
Just
have.
bomb it out.
I got bomb rush. Should I bomb
I
rush
can
this?
just Jump at it.
Bomb rush when you think you've got them clumped up and you can zone them away.
Oh, okay. Well, I accidentally clicked it.
Oh, all good. Might still get a pick out of that. Nice.
Got one.
No.
We're
Blaster
2v2.
left. Hugh, watch out! The blaster's behind you.
Yep. I'm super stuck. Yep, dead. I just held forward a bit too much there, eh?
Dem, I'm behind you. I'm coming with you. Bomb. Sure,
Alright,
there's
I'm with
someone in
you.
front of me.
Missling,
Yeah,
4 in
the
mid.
brush is
4 in mid and left side.
Okay, there's one in
on
the
my
little
short
bridge.
I didn't trade with the blob. I'm sad. There's a blob in front of you to your
I
right.
got your back, Gem. Oh,
Oh, that's
how are you not dead?
I don't
All
know
right.
because I hit him 3 times.
The most easily defensible of leads.
Oh, they're brush DC'd. And
They're
they're
short
going
bridge?
straight
Oh,
over mid.
sad.
I got
That's,
the blob.
that was a
That's
joke. It's
okay.
not an easily defensible lead. There's
No.
a jump to it.
Oh, what the?
They
Hold on.
squidded. They immediately
How did he
squidded and fell
die?
through.
I DC'd.
No, yeah, it wasn't the brush, it was you.
It was me. That's sad. I was like, I can't see the brush.
The brush is still here, sadly.
Okay, well,
A little bit of an anticlimactic end to our league run.
it was a bit of an anticlimactic end.
One down.
He's got
Dynamo's
top
back in
stats
the corner with the
sometimes.
blaster over there. Don't push
Yeah,
it
I
too
see him.
too
Yeah, I'm just gonna
rashly.
try and bomb him.
Get the brush, get the brush. They got away.
Oh, this guy's low. Got him.
Nice.
Oh, he's low. He's low. He's
Hey, Booyah,
booyahing.
to stay alive. Oh, there's still a brush in mid.
Alright, we can still get this.
Nice pick.
I ain't giving up. No! I almost saved you.
Alright, careful, you're alone. I'm almost there.
Alright, I traded, at least. Yeah, now you're alone, Jim. Alright, I'm
It's
coming
like,
to you.
"Shh, don't expose me. I feel like you kind of exposed yourself with the coordination there.
Blank him, Jerry.
Oh, watch out, back up
There's
the
a
brush.
right in front of me.
I couldn't
Yeah.
save you.
Where did you
Alright,
want me to
I
flank,
got bomb
Debbie?
rush.
The right side. The only one watching the right side flank is the blob half the time, and you can definitely beat a blob.
Okay.
I feel like in that situation, they were just going to pick it up and run forward if I did.
You have to do it when you know that everyone else is alive. Otherwise, you do have to stay
Alright.
in mid.
Goblin mode activate.
Okay, nice. That's one down. Blob weak.
Got one.
My aim is just not
Nope.
up and on right now.
Brush. Oh,
Okay,
get me
right.
out of here. Alright, I survived. No! Ah, the brush sharked the hell out of me.
Taking it short bridge. The dynamo
Yeah.
and a hammer in front.
The hammer's about to run out pretty soon.
Got one.
Brush is
Got
low.
two. I'm down. Brush my ouch on the big wall. They jumped across the mid.
Yep, they got out of there. I'm too close to
Alright.
my...
Let's try and get a push off on left. Yeah, go in front of Bab. Go in front of Bab. Oh, there's brush. There's brush. Woo! Good save, Bab. Watch out for the blaster. Blaster on the other side. You need to get pushed up in front of this.
Were my bombs making it? Okay, they were doing something, but...
That was a tough one.
Yeah, we got a DC.
Sad.
They didn't KO, so...
Well, I know what the league power is before you guys even see it, so...
The suspense is killing me. Oh, wow. That's the highest I've been.
Awesome.
And also, nice.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So I'm going to get switched over to the video.
Should I switch? I like want to switch to Twitch audio, but
What you should do is watch the Discord stream that I'm about to put through.
oh, nice. Okay. You already thought of everything.
There. So now that will be correct, and now I just need to switch over on this end. And which window are we watching? Not the correct one. There we are. I don't know why it decides to resize it every time, but here we are. Okay. All right. Should be good to go. I'm going to double check and make sure that we're looking good here. Bab wants Devi to twin with him. All right now. Oh, big sad.
I do like watching these, so.
All right. So we've got a Splat Zones match on Skipper Pavilion. This is a very weird map for a lot of different reasons. It plays a bit differently than any of the others, which is why it's one of my favorites. A lot of the other maps in this game are just like skinny rectangles, which is not good for a Splatoon map because then lockouts are easier and certain specials are just way stronger than they need to be. Whereas this one, there are definitely distinct paths that you have to take, and cutting off one doesn't necessarily mean you've cut off another. It's very macro-oriented. Splat Zones, unfortunately, makes it a little bit less complicated. You're either coming from the top or you're coming from the bottom, and that's about the only nuance there is to it. It's a lot more interesting with some of the moving objectives, but I digress. We got Neo Splash here. HughHeifer, you said that you play with a bunch of other players in the Barnyard crew. Are you guys a team? Like, do you play with comms and stuff like that? Do you have roles figured out between all of you?
Yes, we do, but we mostly just play League. You know, we
Yeah,
have
all
not
good.
quite dipped our toe into the Sendo Q world.
Of course. It is, Sendu Q is great, but you will play against some pretty high-level teams there, and so it's tough early on. But my question, and the reason I'm asking this, is what role do you play on your team?
So I probably have the most experience with the games now, even though I started last. So I'm often playing like Slosher or something up to that nature, usually Soda Slosher, and then I'm playing like Shot Caller, basically. I guess is what you'd call it. Like, that's a really vague term, of course, since we're so newbie, but playing mid, and trying to help out with picks. We have someone who plays Dapples most of the time, so they're kind of our initiator, and then I come in and clean house.
Okay.
That's the idea.
So to put this in terminology that, for one, I use in my videos, and for another thing is pretty common in the Splatoon community. It's based on FLC's theory about the game. You play the Slayer role. You typically play a midline Slayer when you're playing the Soda Slosher, and then your teammate on the Dapple Doolies is more of a skirmisher type. They're going in to either flank or distract, or to get someone in a position where you're able to take advantage of the fact that they're shooting at your teammate, and you can finish off the kills that way. So that makes a lot of sense. So generally, people might play, a pool of a few different weapons that accomplish about the same goal, but they typically tend to stick to one role for the most part. There are a few players who flex, so there are some players who will play, both support and anchor. There's some people who will play like both frontline and support. You know, sometimes people will flex, but I would recommend as someone who's just learning the game. I mean, number one, play what you're interested in. But if no one role is like more important than another to you, I would say definitely learn one role first and kind of get the hang of how that one works and get a good handle on it so that you can, if you do want to go on and flex other things, you have at least a grounding at a significant level of play in that other role first.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to be talking about a lot here is the role of a frontline slayer, because you're playing Neo Splash in this match. There was a time where the Neo Splash would have been considered a support weapon almost exclusively.
Until main power-up became a thing.
Sort of. Main power-up isn't even... Yes, like, it does give it the 3-shot instead of the 4-shot sometimes. And that is something, you know, I definitely recommend taking advantage of on that weapon. But I think a part of it is just people kind of realized, oh, wait, this weapon works as a Slayer weapon. One of the huge advantages of it is that its shot accuracy is 100% perfect in the air. There are very few weapons that have that.
That's why I like it. I like jump shotting.
And so that, coupled with the fact that you have burst bombs to hit people from further away, so you can do, you know, tri-slosher type stuff, that makes it really good for getting kills. And even when people were using it as a support weapon, you know, you'd occasionally just see someone pop off on it, and everyone would be like, oh, yeah, that weapon's actually not bad for that, is it? So when I watched the match, my initial reaction overall was that it feels like you're playing support in situations where it would be more advantageous to try and play more of an aggressive frontline.
Okay, sweet.
And there were also some situations, you know, part of the reason I asked was if you are going for the aggressive Slayer frontline role, we're going to be talking about some ways that you can be doing that in a more impactful way that's going to like keep the opponents pushed back further from the zone. So let's get into this. Two team comps are relatively balanced. Nothing super unique to point out. They're going to have, you know, some weapons that are really good at slaying. So they've got the splatter shot and the flingza. They're going to have a paint support weapon in the arrow spray, and they're going to have a backline. And then you guys are a little bit more aggressive in your front line. You've got a brush and a Neo Splash and a dualies. So if you were to drop back and play support, that would be a valid thing to do because you've got two weapons that are going to be focused primarily on splats. And then you've got a pseudo backline. Blob is in a really weird spot in that regard. It's kind of midline, but kind of not. It's almost like a hybrid midline anchor because it doesn't really fit into either role perfectly. But so you kind of look at this comp and think, I could go frontline or I could go support. Either way is a valid way to approach it. You can definitely get a lot done here. And it's just a question of what you're more attuned to. So that stalling has brought us to this first engagement. You've got two enemy players in front of you. They're all painting up. They've gotten there first. You have a teammate behind you, but taking this fight right here, you've got two opponents that are going to see you dropping down. And dropping down is a very exposed and vulnerable position because you really can't maneuver very well in the air. And when you land, furthermore, you're going to land on top of enemy ink. So dropping down from here without any cover is almost certain to just get you splatted. I rest my case. What you want to be doing in that situation instead is from here, paint up a bit. You do have the charger to watch out for, so make sure you're staying behind cover and not giving them a sight line. But after they fire a shot, you can see they're firing this tap shot off to the back right. That's why I said there were only two opponents in front of you. Since that means they're probably moving down to the bottom instead, you can assume, okay, I'm only fighting against the two shooters. So they have about the same range as me. The splatter shot outranges you a little bit, so you do have to pay attention to that. They could theoretically kite you, but it's a very specific position they have to be in. They have to play their range really well to do that. But they do also have burst bombs, and that's another thing to worry about. So if you're going to contest these, you want to do it from starting behind cover. They don't really, this isn't like the roller where they could just swing over the top of it and hit you there. So going in from behind cover is a valid option, and you could kind of sit behind here and right side peek and throw a burst bomb or something. One thing you want to double check is to make sure that your teammate is actually going in with you, because what might have happened is your brush might have come with you and then decided, oh, there are 2 people there already, I don't want anything to do with that, and turned around and run away and left you in a 1v2. So you want to, take your time, get some information, make sure that you know that you're going to win this fight before you decide to take this fight. Because going in the way that we do here, basically the whole deck is stacked against you. You're up against 2 opponents, you're on their color ink, you're dropping from behind cover to the open space, and you're going through the air where you won't have much maneuverability until you hit the ground. And even then you'll have to paint your feet. Plus your back's against the wall, there's a ledge to your right, there's just really not a lot that you have going for you here. So to create some advantages, what you'll want to do is, if you're going to drop, and I might, throw some things at them and maybe try to get them separated before I even drop in the first place. But when you drop, maybe try to drop from behind cover. So use this pillow, right side peek around it. Do you know about right side peek advantage in this game?
Yeah, I definitely don't employ it as much as I should. Like, I'm still trying to get my brain to do other things, like
for sure.
Substrafing and whatnot. I actually got that down just recently, so...
Something that I find helps is to imagine that there is a magnet between me and cover, so that wherever I'm going, I'm gravitating in that direction. I'm sticking to that side.
Okay.
But for those who might not know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to do a really quick demonstration to show what right side peek advantage is, and then we'll jump right back into it. But so when I'm looking around a corner here, this is a right-angled wall right here.
Oh, it's still in the video. Oh, never mind. I'm watching Discord. You're
right,
good.
Yeah. So on Discord, I'm probably still sharing the same thing.
Yeah.
But I probably should have just switched it to the OBS instead. But anyway, so from right about here, I can still shoot around this wall. So this is about the where I can be. Now, if we turn this camera around, you'll see that about half of me, or a third of me, is actually behind this wall. I'm a smaller target to somebody who is trying to shoot at me from the direction I'm facing. Now, if I try to left side peek, I have to get out this far, and I am completely exposed. You have a defensive advantage because your Inkling will always hold the weapon from their right side. You can see he's like moving the splatter shot over to the right. And because of that, peeking around the right side of a wall is better than peeking around the left side of a wall. So whenever you're behind cover, you have better cover if you're behind the right side than if you're on the left side. I've explained that on stream before. I'm not going to... Oops, that's the wrong... There we go. Want the full screen here.
Left-hand representation.
Yep, no lefties here. They do not exist.
Yeah, I really wish they had shoulder swapping in this game.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be interesting. So your teammate does, in fact, go in behind you and follow up. So they do a really good job because what you always want to be doing with teammates is shoot at the guy who's shooting at your teammate. That is the root of all teamwork in this video game. If you're doing that, then you can't fall too far behind, because whenever somebody is shooting at your teammate, they're not aiming at you. That sounds really basic, but that means that you can get your aim on, you can take free shots at them, and they're not defending themselves. So your teammate does a great job equalizing this, and their teammate, for whatever reason, just decided to move straight down towards the zone, and so they're not here to take this guy out. If they had, helped out with this fight, they would have the advantage against your brush, and they would be able to trade 2 for 1 and go down and take the zone uncontested at that point. But now they've got a brush at their back, and the brush should be able to get this. That is just an arrow spray. Yeah, and the arrow spray goes down right away. So the Aerospray's better play here would have actually been to stay in the fight. Even though they went and got the zone capped, the fact that they went and got the zone capped meant that they put their backs to a brush, and now they've scored 6 ticks, and they're going to lose the zone again. So if the Aerospray stays in that fight, then that's better for them. Anyway.
I feel like I've done that too in the past. Like, go for the zone when I could have stayed in a fight.
Mm-hmm. As a general rule in this game, you can't really push the objective effectively until you have some kind of an advantage. Usually that's a numbers advantage. Sometimes that's a big special advantage. Sometimes it's an advantage that your comp paints more than theirs does. But most of the time, it's just you have to win a fight before you're going to be able to keep the zone for too long. Because if you focus on the objective, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. And a team that's putting the appropriate amount of pressure on you to disrupt your positioning and keep you away from the zone, if you go onto the zone, they should punish you by just taking a fight right then and there and being at an advantage then and being able to actually bully you away from the zone at that point. All right, so we decided to go bottom instead. And from right here, we're sitting behind cover and painting. Now, I would say right now you have the zone capped already. You're already in that advantage state. The enemy team is also staggered. But do you know what I mean when I say staggered?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for those who might not know in the chat, they have someone who's down. And so if they were to take a fight right now and some of them were to go down, then even once this guy respawned, they still wouldn't be at full force. They would still be only 3 up instead of 4 up. And so that staggering of your spawns is a really huge disadvantage, and if you can keep it going by just getting 1 pick at a time, you can keep yourself in a 4v3 indefinitely. So since you have a big advantage here, you have 2 specials, they only have 1, you have 4 players, they only have 3, and you have the zone capped, staying behind the zone is not what you want to do. Maybe if you're like a backliner and this is a good position to get, a vantage point on someone who's pushing the zone, then this is a good spot. But even your backliner is further forward and being more aggressive than you are right now. Because if they push in from the bottom, there's nothing in between them and the zone. If you put yourself in between them and the zone, it takes them longer to get there. And they can't paint the zone right away. They have to get through you first. That stalls for more time, if nothing else. That's where you want to be positioning yourself. You want to find a strong position that is in between them and the zone instead of just passively painting it from behind, because you want to lock them out of the zone. You want to prevent them from being able to get there in the first place.
I got a follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we're talking about that ramp up there...
This ramp?
Yep.
Okay.
So, how do I turn that into an advantageous position? Because, they start with the high ground and they also have that, flank route up above. Not really a flank route, it's just like a way to shoot down at you.
Mm-hmm.
So, where do I position myself to make that strong for me with my short range?
There are a couple of things that you can do. One of them is to not go there. One option you have is to play the middle instead and to try and zone them out of coming down this way. That's one option. Another option that you have is you paint this area your color until they start to push you, and then you just back all the way up and hope that you have bomb rush at that point so that when they do push in, you can bomb rush to stop it.
Okay, sweet.
One third option is to shark under a ledge.
Yep.
So if you push just to the left of where my cursor is right now, right under here, it's really difficult for them to actually paint that spot. And what's likely to happen is they drop down over the top of you, and now you have their backs. You have to be very patient in that position, because you need to wait until they definitely don't see you, and you definitely will have your aim on before they do. Shooting too early from there is a really common mistake that often gets people splatted. So if you want to go for the super aggressive play, that's one thing you can do. That's something that you're more likely to see something like a Brush or a Tri-Slosher do, because their shots are a lot more guaranteed in terms of aim. Like, it's a lot harder to throw off those shots. You're a lot more guaranteed dead if you just drop on top of one by mistake. So that's something that they're more likely to do, but a short-range shooter can definitely play that as long as they just hit their shots. So it's very unlikely you get caught there. Now, what someone who's being very careful will do is they'll throw a bomb down there, or they'll paint your feet, and then maybe you get caught, and then maybe you have to jump out. So it's a little bit of a higher risk play to try and do something like that. But even if they do flush you out, as long as you get away okay, you're still buying time. Because during the time that they could have been just running straight to the zone and painting it, they're like, oh crap, there's a shark here, let's deal with that shark. And time is constantly ticking down, you know? As long as you maintain the status quo, you're scoring. So you don't have to get picks necessarily, you just have to be annoying. You have to be in their way. You have to be something that they have to shove aside using overwhelming force to get to the zone. And at that point, once they're starting to use overwhelming force, that's when, you know, they're using that to get you out of here and not on the zone. That's the hope. So like you hope that you get maybe the splatter shots splashdown while they're not even on the zone to paint it. And then you back up and you have special and they don't, and you can defend from the zone using your bomb rush or something like that. But the goal is, again, to stall them, to create a zone of control. I talk about that in one of my videos. I don't know if you've seen that, the A-rank video in particular. You want your zone of control to extend past the zone, because if it only extends onto like this small corner of the zone, you're allowing them to paint their side of the zone for free. So again, you know, your blobber is up further ahead of you. Now, granted, there's a stingray, so we're taking evasive action to get away from the stingray. And at this point, you are actually outgunned. There's a stingray out, you're one player down. There's a whole lot of paint on top, so you better believe that someone's going to be barreling down from here pretty soon. So I agree with your blobber's decision to back up here. It looks like they take out that splashdown right away. Splashdown is almost a special. But you see now that the enemy team is starting to make a hard push. You've got a bomb rush coming down over the middle, and you're starting to see people on the right-hand side coming out as well. You also need to be careful the charger is up. They are watching from here. This is an angle that they can hit, and so this is something you got to be careful about. So what I think happens here is you see this bomb rush, and you also see that you're going to get contested from the right, and so you make the decision to try and get into the zone so that you have cover from these guys on the right, and you can just deal with... Oh, no, never mind. That's a different push that happens later on. My bad.
Okay.
I was thinking of a different situation where you run into the bomb rush, but...
oh, yes. I remember that one. I remember being frustrated. I was like, oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do.
Okay. So here, I like what you do. You're basically just sitting here painting. They're giving you a whole ton of green ink, but they're not threatening your position. So just paint over it. If nothing else, you know, you're not going to cap the zone over, you know, this is an aerospray. It is, you know, I diss the aerospray in so many ways, but the one thing I have always given the aerospray is that it is a very good painting weapon. You are an insanely good painting weapon. You don't have a chance in heck of contesting the paint that an aerospray puts out. You're not going to outpaint them on the zone, but what you are going to be able to do here is keep them from moving too far forward. They're not going to be able to like just push out to the front of the zone here. They're kind of stuck back here right now. And you're painting for special this entire time. All of this green, when you turn it to purple, that's free special farm right there. So I completely agree with that decision there. You probably didn't have to back all the way up behind cover here, but you know, getting out of the way of the bombs, better safe than sorry, and you're back to painting the zone. Now, from here, we opt to throw some bombs onto the zone and try and get that capped. I think with the painting power that your team has, if you had used the bombs to push the other team back to force them away from the zone, your team still could have easily capped. You know, you've got a blobber on your team.
Okay.
The blob by themselves can probably take the zone, and then you've got the enemy team already pushed back So you have all this space to work with for defending the zone, rather than capping it and then them just capping it right back, which is probably what's about to happen here. Yep. So because we're not controlling the space around the zone, you cap it, yes, you outpaint them briefly. You use your burst option, your special, to paint the zone really quickly and get the cap. But big whoop, you tacked on a +7 penalty, you know? They're going to make it through that now before you can get special again. So that didn't accomplish as much as you wanted it to. You want to take space. Think about this mode as a battle over who can control space the best. Who can bully someone out of mid better than the other team. That's really what your objective is in this mode. Like, yes, you have to paint the zone to control the objective. If you're in a stalemate, you might need to just be spamming paints to outdo them. But at the end of the day, it's about, can you bully them out of the positions where they can paint the zone from? And if you can do that, then you can hold the zone for long enough to actually get good scoring runs. Because from back here, you're very constricted. There's not a lot that you're really managing to do. If your teammates can't push forward using this bomb rush and get onto the zone and control the space and push them back, then the zone's just going to kind of keep flip-flopping like it's been doing until someone kills someone. And we're out of ink. The bomb rush is still going off in mid. We're struggling to control it here. We end up pushing in and challenging the arrow spray. This is the one weapon in the game where I feel like this push is actually not the worst idea, because the arrow spray has insanely short range, insanely bad shot RNG. Like, there are times where you can push into enemy ink against this weapon and still expect to splat them before they splat you. Now here, one of the things that you might want to consider is actually using your range. I know that's like, it took me a long time as a short range weapon to get used to the fact that I do outrange some weapons with my splatter shot. Like, it's very weird to think about, but like against the dapple dualies, you want to be backing up. Against an arrow spray, you want to be backing up when you fight them. The normal impulse as the frontliner is, I need to make sure they don't get out of my range. But you're in range to hit them before they're in range to hit you in this case. So you might have actually wanted to like move forward, and then once you saw that they were closing towards you, back up instead and put yourself out of their range. Because what happens here is actually in their favor. You get splatted on the zone, and they get splatted on like the edge of the zone. When you get splatted, you put paint down at your feet for the enemy team. And so what's just happened is you've painted more of the zone for them than their splat has painted the zone for you. And so you're at a disadvantage here overall on the trade. Going for the arrow spray, I mean, trading them, that does get rid of a lot of paint potential for them. But in general, if you're even trading in a 1v1 with an arrow spray, you took the fight at disadvantage, basically. Part of it was also aim, and that's, you know, something that obviously you'll be working on with time. You kind of whip around, do a little horseshoe like this. You can see with my mouse.
I had a question about that in general, because as I was playing this session, as I was playing this session, I was like, and I hadn't thought about this for a while. I was like, maybe my sensitivity is a little bit too high. I play 5-5. And do you think that that would be easier for me, or should I just, like, I guess, grind and just, like, accept that it'll be a little jittery until I get better? Because, like, I kind of just want to go for it, you know, and just be like, all right, fine, +5/+5, you'll get there. Like, you'll speed up to its speed eventually.
That is exactly my approach. I play +5/+5.
Yeah.
Now, I started off playing a little bit lower, but what I do, and I feel like I show my warm-up drills basically every time, but what I do to counteract this, because what's happening is, like, you started off maybe about here, you did this, and then got on. So you're doing.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Now, yeah, I know I'm watching. I'm watching. So now I do it.
So you kind of did one of these and then one of these, and then you were on. You waved back and forth a little bit.
Yep.
Now, wave aiming like that will eventually land you enough shots, but it's very inefficient.
Right.
And what you're always aiming for is to go straight line to the target and stop there. So it is better to move this slowly and get your aim on than it is to be waving back and forth quickly. Always try to just slowly move to the target and stop there. Never, like you never want to be going past the target and having to come back. Because on your way back, they're probably moving, and that's going to throw you off even worse. If you ever find yourself missing, just reposition right away. Like, as soon as even, like, 1 or 2 shots miss, a top player, somebody who's playing optimally, already has advantage of you if you don't move. So, as soon as you're missing anything, just always swim strafe somewhere. You know, and then, so that way, instead of just, like, correcting with your aim, you're correcting with your movement. And, maybe this is just from me having played dualies before, but actually, like, while you're moving, that can be some time that you spend getting your aim back on. So you can, like, get yourself reset while you're doing that, and so that you can kind of do 2 things at once. One of the first drills that I always do at the beginning of the day to make sure I'm not overcorrecting and I'm not getting in bad habits of kind of trying to steady myself like that is I'll start from, like, just a neutral position. Maybe I'll close my eyes so that I'm shuffling things up for myself. I'm not relying on muscle memory. And then when I open my eyes, I'll snap to the nearest target, and I might shoot it. I might just start by just getting my reticle on. See, there I overcorrected a little bit, and so I'm not satisfied with that. I'm going to try it again. I'm making sure that whenever I go to this target, I'm never going past it. I'm always going just to it. So there I overcorrected. And get the discipline down so that you're actually stopping right on the target. If anything, aim to be a little bit... So with this particular drill, I actually try to aim, if anything, to go too short, because then I can always just... If I end up here when I snap, I can always just adjust a little bit. Now, that's not a great habit to get into if you're up against a moving target, but it is a good habit for not overcorrecting. With a moving target, it's a little bit tricky because you always want to be aiming a little bit ahead of it. But the goal of the previous drill, you know, the way that you reconcile those is the place you're aiming is in front of the target by a little bit. And you never want to, like, overcorrect so you're doing this sort of thing and missing them that way. You're just immediately snapping straight to the front of the target and pre-firing that spot. So that is how I will, you know, slowly, gradually start to correct that sort of thing. I call it, like, wave aiming. You're sprinkler aiming. You're kind of going back and forth, and only hitting them every, like, 4th shot or something because you're weaving back and forth so much.
Right.
That's always something to avoid. That will just make you slower in the long run, and that's something that, in order to counteract it, you practice it in the training room. And, you know, 2 months later of doing those drills, you know, every other day, you're going to look at your aim and be like, wow, I'm a lot better at this video game now.
Cool.
It helped me out a lot, for sure.
So, back we're going. So, we take this fight. Now, this one also is at disadvantage. And again, any other weapon than the arrow spray, they probably win this. Because your aim is over here while they're moving this way. The burst bomb lands, but I think it kind of smoke screens you a little bit. So, like, you hit them with the burst bomb here, but I think you're expecting them to keep going this way. And once you know, you start aiming off to the right and they're actually on the left, what I'd want to do first is swim strafe a little bit towards the middle, because that's going to throw their aim off. They're going in this direction with their aim. So if you move this way, you're getting out of their line of fire, and they've got momentum for their aim going in the wrong direction. So if you swim strafe this way, and during that time get your aim on, you've got this guy 100%. Now, they end up, missing enough shots because they're a little bit further away from you than they want to be. What they should have done there is swam closer to you so that their shot RNG was mitigated a little bit by the fact that a certain angle for their shot, it doesn't have as far to go before it hits you. They should be closing distance a little bit more, and they're also just, they're whiffing all over the place because of their shot RNG. So you're still able to finish this off, but you can definitely make that more of a sure thing. I love that you're sitting in your ink and healing. That is awesome. Keep doing that.
Thank you.
That is something that a lot of people aren't doing yet at your level, and it's really, really important to keep yourself alive. In this position, rather than pushing in,
got caught out.
Rather than pushing in, what I want to do first is paint this more thoroughly, so that if somebody does engage on me, because there is a ton of green ink in front of me, I don't know where they're hiding in this.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody does engage on me, I want an escape route. I want a way out, even if they start painting at me. And your escape route here ends up being, well, I'm just going to run forward and get down here. But you can also see, this is also very green. There could just be someone sharking here. The roller ends up not being there. That's probably the number one weapon that would do something like this. And I guess you actually can see all three of them since the arrow spray's down. But I doubt that that's something that you very consciously consider that there's no one here. So
no, it's full panic mode probably.
Okay, so we're going in with the bomb rush, and we are able to cap zone. This isn't a bad situation to just bomb rush straight for the zone because you really need to get the penalty tacked on right now.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you can kind of do both in some cases. If you had stayed up above and bomb rushed, paint this area up and then start bomb rushing.
Right.
They don't have a way to sneak up on you. You have height advantage over them. You have an escape route to retreat back to. And when you throw a bomb on the zone, they're forced to either run at you at disadvantage, in which case you can still use your main weapon, or back up. So you're both displacing them and painting the zone at the same time. So that would be probably the stronger offensive play, to just kind of use the fact that you have special, and so you have, initiative on them, to set up here, get a really good, strong bomb rush that forces them down, and then you can start maybe pushing down onto the zone or take this area back or something like that. But when we push from here, we're not really displacing them. And so we are going to cap zone, and that's definitely a good play to make sure that, we're not hemorrhaging points still. But we could have been doing that bomb rush from a position where you have access to see more of the zone, because these angles, you can only throw bombs in certain positions from here. Whereas from the top, you could have thrown bombs more evenly across the zone and seen where you were throwing them better. Right. So it's a more certain cap if you're doing it from the top, and it's also going to be more aggressive, and you're going to be pushing them out better. So here we actually do take an aggressive position. What I would like to see is, if you're taking an aggressive position, to paint very thoroughly. You have a whole bunch of green ink there that you could just paint right now. And now, rather than being like, okay, well, he's either in this patch or he's in this patch, they have to be like, he could be anywhere in this whole circle here. Even if you never, get up onto their plat or anything like that, that makes them second guess a lot harder. And it also gives your teammates an opportunity to sneak up and help you if they see this situation developing. If they see, oh, there's someone dropping down and I've got someone over here, I can just position myself right here. And now you've got a pincer. Now you've got a 2v1 if someone tries to push this. So lots of advantages to painting all of this right here. It also just makes it take longer for them to get to the zone, if nothing else. Even if you start painting this and you're like, oh, somebody's watching me, I can't shark here anymore, you've still increased the amount of time that it's going to take for them to get to the zone. So you're still taking advantage of your cap on the zone and your numbers advantage by painting all of this up. Now, I do like the map check. You're trying to figure out where they're going to be coming from, and you realize, oh, there's someone who's pushing zone right now. Now, when you... There's a couple things that happen all in quick succession. First of all, you see the laser. The charger's watching you. So this is a very scary position already. So I'm already trying to, put something in between the charger and me. If you had painted all of this, you could hug this wall harder and use that as cover. And then you're exposed for a little bit less time. Now, they don't end up shooting at you, but what they do end up doing is raying. So you want to be getting off of this charger's pie slice, the cone in front of them that they can see. You want to be moving perpendicular to this ray, and if it's locked onto you, at top level, as soon as a ray hits you, you need to create some distance and then just immediately super jump to a teammate. And that's the only way you're ever getting out alive, because a top level ray, it hits you once, it's probably going to be able to splat you. So that's, at high level what you need to be doing. But against, up until you get into a certain level of X rank, you can probably just stay in the game right now and move perpendicular to it. Now, the direction you choose to move perpendicular to it is towards the zone. And the problem with that is there's a bomb rush. And so this is, a no man's land at this point. And, you can say, those two specials funneled you into this. Maybe if you had gone the other way, the ray would have just tracked you and taken you out. So this might be a lose-lose situation. But a bomb splatting you is a much lower skill, easier to do splat for them to get on you than the ray tracking you. So always, take the option that's hardest for your opponent to beat you at. Always force them to be skillful in order to beat you. And also don't die on zone. That's another big thing.
Right.
If you're going to die, for sure, die off the zone. Dropping down right here is really risky. They've had control for a little while, and this whole area is green. You've got 47 ticks. What I'd be doing here is painting all of this up, both to get special charge for when we push, and also just to make sure that it's safe to go there in the first place. You have a little bit of time, a little bit of that penalty, to just make sure you get set up. Better to have a good push that takes a second to set up than a rushed push that is more likely to fail. Because if you fail, then they're definitely getting through this penalty. Also, from here, because all of that is painted, you got to the zone, but you still don't have any offensive capabilities. As soon as one person pushes you, you run into green ink and you're stuck. So you're more of a threat once you've painted all of that up and you're able to move around a little more.
Yeah, I think at this point I was just like, I gotta get over to the homie.
Gotcha. And that's not a bad impulse. When you do drop top here, what you're looking for is for the homie to push towards you and for you to meet them in the middle. Rather than both taking the same side, you get more out of this position if you make them fight a two-front war, if you push in from both sides. Now, with that,
it's a syndrome of not really trusting my teammates enough, being like, oh, well, I kind of because I play mostly ranked, I feel like I get into this mindset of I gotta go keep them alive, because otherwise they're gonna die. And I feel like I gotta fully babysit them, but that's probably losing me more points than it's winning me.
So I actually think that even if this is an absolute, brain dead, hold forward monkey who's just going to run in and die, you still benefit more from pushing in from this side than you do from going down. You're still able to keep them alive better from up here. Because again, if this guy is holding forward and you're with him, then the opponent is looking at two of you in the same direction. But if this guy holds forward and you're going in from mid, this guy who's shooting your teammate, you have their back. So you just shoot them in the back, and that's how you keep this guy alive.
Right. Okay.
Because he's going to get the shots on this guy in the same amount of time either way. But if you go in and hit that opponent from the back, that's a much surer splat that you're going to be able to get on them. So either way, you know, even if this guy just holds forward, and that's really all that they can do in this position. They can either not play aggressively or they can play aggressively. But it's a very linear game plan that they have from here. They can only go in on the bottom side.
Right. They're already kind of, I don't know, it's not really trapped down there, but I guess you could.
It's very linear. I wouldn't say trapped because they can move forward and backwards on that line and still be effective. But they are locked into this trajectory, basically, towards mid. And so you can play around that. You can know they're going to be putting pressure on here if they're doing anything at all. They're either standing still doing absolutely nothing or retreating, or they're going to be putting pressure on this area right here. Now, the one thing that this does mean, though, is that you're going to have to play a little bit more precisely because you're going to have to retreat if the opponent decides to put pressure on you instead. And in order to be able to retreat, you need this area painted. So that's what I would be focusing on in that position.
So I have one follow-up question as well. So similar to my question before of like where to position correctly, when I'm pushing mid the way that we described, the correct way, where should I try to push them? Like, let's say I see one on the zone and I see him front. He's focusing on Mr. Typo, and I get the jump on him. Should I be coming from like these upper platforms that are unpaintable, or just like straight at him from the pillow?
Use the pillow for cover if you can. If you can't, then you need to be careful about how you approach that. The first thing I would do if he's already engaging Typo, throw a burst bomb at him because that'll paint his feet. That'll make it easier for Typo. That'll do a little bit of damage. And, you know, if he's stuck, if you can hit a second one, a second burst bomb direct does splat. It does 60 each if you direct it. It does 35 if you hit a splash damage. So the splash damage makes it so that it only takes, I think, 2 blobs to splat you. And it'll also, you know, make it so that he's stuck and can't move, and it's easier to hit those blob shots. Right. So you don't need to hard commit to him if there isn't an opportunity presenting itself. But another thing that I would be doing if I don't see someone's back right away is I'm starting to paint forward into this territory. I'm starting to encroach with my paint. I'm playing like a paint support up until the point where I notice someone in a position where I can, you know, take them out. And then, because I've got all this paint in front of me now, I'm able to move forward more effectively to approach that. But during the time that I'm painting, I'm collecting information. That's something that I see from a lot of new frontline players. They're not collecting enough information, and in part, that's because they're not spending enough time painting. If you spend time painting, you know, that can serve an aggressive role. It's keeping you alive, but putting you in a position where you're contesting space. It's getting you closer to your special charge so that if nothing else, if you keep doing that for long enough, you will have a big trump card that you can drop when you want to go all in. And it's giving you the option to move more effectively. It's giving you an escape route. And if you do see someone's back, it's giving you the ability to rush forward without having to paint your way before you get there. So that's kind of your intermediary. I don't have an immediate obvious advantage yet, so I'm going to paint forward. And obviously, you know, against good charger players, for example, you will run into situations where you realize that painting forward in this position is not necessarily safe because a charger might be watching me. You'll learn that, you know, from certain positions, it's not safe to do that I need to be taking cover and then doing something like that. You know, you'll start to gain experience with it. But generally, paint more so that when you do fight, you're at a bigger advantage and you have a higher likelihood of success. And another reason that you have a higher likelihood of success is that you have more information at that point. All right. So let's take a look at this fight here, because they're 2 down. We should definitely be able to cap, and so you're doing the right thing to cap, absolutely. As soon as you see this paint going out, though, you have to be scared because
Right.
the only weapon that you outrange is down, and they have height advantage over you now. You're on the bottom side. Their shots will travel a little bit further than yours will. They have a literal range advantage, even if they're using the same weapon as you, because they're uphill from you. So this is not a winning fight now, and you're also on the zone. So if you do lose the fight, you paint the zone for them.
Mm-hmm.
So for all of those reasons, as soon as I see that paint going out, I'm not engaging right away. A good roller player has already splatted you by now, and by good I mean X rank competitive level player. Always expect that the roller is going to hit their shots because they have a long time to aim them, and they're pretty wide. In this case, you've only taken indirect damage, and so there's the slight possibility that you get them if you have your shots on quick. So, like, if you're already hitting shots right here and they miss, then maybe you get them. But yeah, 2 shots and you're down. So even though they miss, basically, on the second one, you're still not able to get that fight. So disadvantageous for a lot of reasons. Rollers, you can basically only... They're like a... You know how in platformers, you'll have these sections where there's like a series of crushers that alternate? So like sometimes it's all of the odd ones that go down and sometimes it's all of the even ones that you have to inch your way forward one crusher at a time. It's cycle-based. You're playing a cycle-based platform when you're fighting a roller. They have a really, really long time in between their swings, and it is only in between those swings that you're able to do anything. So if you can't splat them in between those 2 swings, the crusher's going to come down on you. Teammates do a good job of following up on that fight, though. The roller is definitely pushing at a really weird time right now. Like, if you back up and just throw a burst bomb at them or something,
Right.
you've got 2 teammates on the other side of them. They probably just get this pick for free. And
I
if
didn't
the roller
realize
does
how
turn
alone he
around,
was, to be honest.
yeah, that's in part because of the situation you're in right here. One of the things that you want to be doing when you're just swimming somewhere or you're just painting is double checking the numbers advantage, the state of the game. You can also be checking map, and you do that sometimes as well. But knowing that information, you can be like, okay, it's totally safe to just go and get this. And the way to deal with this fight is to know, okay, I have a teammate on the other side of him, and I don't have to take this fight. We outpaint this guy for the zone. He's not threatening, to cap the zone and put a penalty back on because I outpaint him. If he does, aggress towards me, I have teammates behind him who have his back, and I also have a teammate to my side. What I would definitely be doing here is moving behind this pillow because, yes, he can hit up over the top of it, but he has to be closer to it. It cuts his range still. And also, from there, your teammate has a different angle. Like, he can't hit both you and your teammate from the same angle. If you go at him straight on, and your teammate goes at him from straight on, one flick hits both of you. But if you go from the right, and then your teammate goes from the left, he has to pick one of the 2 of you. So even if this guy doesn't notice what's going on and help you, or if this guy's fighting someone else, you still have a 2v1, and he still has to pick one of you to shoot at. And then the player who he's not shooting at can shoot him instead. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, but it could have been an easy pick that keeps them staggered and keeps this push going for longer. So getting that extra benefit, keeping the zone for longer, is definitely worthwhile. Okay. So once again, we are dropping pretty early here. This is definitely not painted super well. Now, this guy definitely isn't looking at you or even like worrying at all about this area. So what you could do is, as soon as he gets to about your colored paint here, throw a burst bomb, if anything, behind him, and then his feet are painted in all directions, and then he's a sitting duck.
And then, yeah, okay.
We, in this position, so we overcorrect and aim behind him, and like I was talking about with the moving targets, this is the worst case scenario. Let's go back to that really quick to show what's happening here.
Because I'm changing, I'm in all axes trying to aim at this guy.
So, if a target is moving,
Right.
it's better to miss in front of them than to miss behind them. Because if you miss in front of them, you can literally just stop shooting and they will move into your line of fire, like this. This is called pre-firing. This is actually something that people do all the time around corners, for example. So if I'm right here and I pre-fire, they'll run into me. And the advantage of pre-firing is that they get hit before they can even fire a shot. You have initiative over them because your shot lands first. So pre-firing in front of them is better than missing from behind, because if you're behind them and you're trying to catch up, they're just constantly moving away from you, and you stand to miss all of those shots. Whereas if you miss from in front of them and they move into your shots, then you're likely to at least get a couple of taps before they move through it, and then you can maybe try to track them from there. Learning how to like pre-fire and then keep tracking after you get the first hit, that's something you can also practice here. So especially this last moving target is great for this. There I didn't do a great job, but let's try it again. There. I pre-fired until I hit the first shot, and then I followed them up for the rest of them. I'm going to take this sweater off. I'm getting kind of hot. So that's something to work on as well in terms of your aim drills, making sure that you are not following behind them and missing the entire way, but that you are, in fact, starting to pre-fire, which will give you the chance to get your aim on after they move a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So move back now. Because right here, there's very little of their color ink that they can actually move through. It's only what's right in front of them, basically. So if you cut off behind them and then aim in front of them, they're stuck in this one spot, and you've got them zeroed out pretty quickly.
Right.
All right, so they get away. Now, this is a scary position, because now there's someone on the left who has all of this green paint that you haven't cleared out to be able to move through to get to you. There is a bomb rush, and it's a curling rush, so it's not super threatening. What you could do in this position is just try to rush the bomb rush down, because they're looking at
That was my initial thought.
They're they're looking the wrong way. They're not really focused on you. But you commit the cardinal sin of not having played this game for quite as long as other people, in that you don't know your range yet. You start shooting before you're in range. And so you're missing, and that alerts him to your presence, and now the guy behind you is going to get you anyway. But running further forward is a good idea, both because you're actually going to hit your shots, but also because you get further away from this guy before you stand still and commit yourself to something. So you had a better chance of trading if you'd gotten a little bit closer. Okay. The ouch spam... I think all of your teammates in the area knew that there were people around. You know, there's a lot of green ink. There's a lot going on. They probably don't need to be distracted by that. Like, one ouch ping is probably enough to let them know, I'm down. You probably saw what got me. I don't need to say too much more. The reason I will ouch spam is if there is a flank that I don't think my teammates are aware of. So if, like, I'm respawning and I'm coming in behind my backliner and a roller gets me from behind, then I'm ouch spamming, because I need my my E-leader to know there's someone behind you, dude. GTFO, get out of there. So that's the situation where I'm doing that. In this case, there's not really anything your teammates can specially do about this position. They probably knew about the danger that was there already, so you're not giving them any new information. One tap on it to let them know, hey, I'm down a teammate, and that's probably all you need. All right, so this is dangerous, because what could happen right now, and what is likely to happen because it's solo queue, is a stagger.
Right. Yeah.
You have two players that went down. You have two teammates that are on opposite sides and are pretty darn close to all of the action. It's very likely that one of them goes down here and starts a stagger. So one of them went down. Your brush was able to... Did your brush get someone? No, your brush just lives, is all that happens. They're able to neutralize, but now they're trying to hold the zone on their own. They're going to be target number one, since the only person putting pressure from the other side is now down. Now, you might actually be able to get capped. No, not with missiles on you, not with a charger looking. You're wise to back up here. But now, you know where the charger is, which is huge. Knowing where the backline is half the battle. Because in order for them to reposition, like, remember, this is a drop down. They're committed to bottom side. The most that they can ever hit is mid now. So you know that top is relatively safe at this point. You know what angle you have to watch out for, and you know to take cover on, when you're approaching, so that you stay on the right side of something when you go over there, and that you'll be safe as long as you do. The charger might move down to bottom. That's something to watch out for, but it's just always be keeping tabs on where that backliner is, so that you don't just get deleted from the game without knowing. So now we're painting all of this up. I think we're going for special at this point. When you're trying to paint for special, you're always going to get more value, and this is kind of obvious, but in the moment, it's something to think about. You're going to get more value from something that's painted more by the enemy team. Right. You've got these little specks right here, which are going to be good to clean up because that cuts off escape routes sometimes. But after you get, maybe this and then this painted, what I'd probably be looking for is to just throw a burst bomb onto the zone or throw a burst bomb down here. A burst bomb is, circular, so it covers a lot more area than it looks like. And it's going to, in this case, contest the zone really well. And also, this whole zone is green. It's green. It's the most important place on the map. They're going to be painting it, and they've just gotten control of it, so it's gone completely green. So this is like 100% green paint that you can be painting over. So you chuck a burst bomb there, you probably get most of the way to special, and you're also still at like 60% of your ink tank left. You could throw another burst bomb out there if you wanted to and get the rest of it. So that would be where I would be painting, because all of the paint you just put down, all of the like 4 or 5 shots you just put into this area have landed on purple ink and gotten you nothing. Now, it's also not a bad idea to be checking this area up here. The first thing I would always do if I'm going over here is shoot a few shots up over the top. That does a few things. One, if somebody's there, you tap them and oh, shoot, someone's there, and you back up. Two, it makes it so that you have made it less easy for them to drop down on you. They have to paint back over this and possibly alert you because you see those shots before they can rush you. Third, if you paint over this and then run away and then check your map, this spot, the tip of it should be purple. And if it's not purple, someone's been there recently. So lots of advantages to just really quickly painting over that, and you'll see top players do those sorts of checks all the time. Like that player, instead of throwing this one random bomb, probably could have just like dropped on you and splatted you. Like, I guess they're an aerospray, and so they're, they're respecting the better weapon. But they probably still could have just gotten in range and like rushed you down there instead of throwing that one random bomb that did nothing. All right, so I don't disagree with you, starting the bomb rush. What I would probably do is alternate. I'd go zone and then over here, and then zone and then over here, instead of throwing 2 bombs over here and then going back to the zone. Because that way you're kind of controlling both areas at once, instead of letting them in on one side and then letting them in on the other side. But you should be able to cap zone off of this. What I would be doing from here, you see that, this area in front of you is really well painted. And that's what's within your main weapon range. I would just chuck a burst bomb at the corner to try and get some burst paint and see if I can get the cap really quick before this brush shot goes off. So like right here, I know that the back corner is the most likely place to have green ink. I just chuck a burst bomb over there really quick, and that might have capped it in time. So in this position, where it's going back and forth, you need 75% your color. It doesn't need to be perfect. But, you've got this quadrant pretty well covered and this quadrant pretty well covered. You can aim a burst bomb really well to hit this corner. So see if you can get that quadrant covered enough that the rest of it caps. There you go. All right, good. So you're able to outpaint that. You see that your teammates are occupied over here on the left, so you don't have support going in. But one other thing to note is that if your teammates are this far pushed up, there probably aren't opponents in here either. So you probably don't have to worry too much about this, and you can give your full attention to in front on the zone.
Okay.
Now, you do have to be a little careful because the chargers over here, if they move just a little bit further to the right, they now have an angle on you. This weapon also outranges you, so you want to be maybe harassing that with burst bombs, but not like hard committing to it. And now the missiles are going to force you out. And how? Oh, okay.
It's just like yeah, curling.
Curling bomb, a random curling bomb, because they take them out really quickly. But that's just kind of unfortunate, because you had two teammates that you are trying to contain that, and the bomb just happens to explode right as soon as it gets to you. So I don't blame you too much for that. You can, it can be said you can be like checking backwards behind you every now and then, because all you're really going to be able to do on the bottom there is paint. You're not really going to be going and hard committing to a fight at that point. So probably good to, check back every now and then just to make sure that your teammates are still in control of things here.
Mhm.
The curling bomb is a low percentage play there. It's not something that's going to happen a lot. Okay, so your teammate feeds to the roller, but your other teammate is able to do a great job of coming in and trading that back. So that's awesome by them. Good job, Typo. And trade goes down. It is now 2v2. But your teammate is bomb rushing. That is an advantage state. Yes, there's a charger here, but take advantage of the fact that there are a whole bunch of explosions, so those are little smoke screens every time, and a whole bunch of paint going down here to put yourself at least behind like this piece of cover or this wall or something. Like, try to get yourself forward in front of the zone. Try to be putting that pressure on them so that they can't get up as easily. This is also a good option. You see that there's a lot of green paint here, and so you might need to help your teammate with controlling this. Now, against the roller, you really can't push this safely.
Right.
This is a poke with burst bombs and paint your escape route and stall them. You're trying to keep them from moving forward. You can't just like rush in and kill them from here, because that really should have hit you. An X rank flings a player basically never misses that shot. And even then, the follow-up shot is not going to miss. So from that position, you discourage them from chasing your teammate. And even if they can get some paint on zone, like even if from here they have the range to maybe paint this much of the zone, that's better than letting them get all the way forward and paint all of the zone with that range. It's easier for your teammates to outpaint. So even if you're just sitting here behind this pillow being really scared and throwing a few burst bombs to keep them from completely murdering you, you're still doing more to keep them off the zone and keep your team scoring than you are dying. And again, the ouch spam, that's probably going to make your teammate go and rush this guy. And there's someone behind him too that he might not be aware of, because your ouch ping is kind of cluing him in to go after this guy. There it is. I just predicted exactly what was going to happen there, unfortunately. And the other teammate goes down. They were just in a rough position to start with. Okay. Good job handling the missiles. You're keeping them out of an area that's important for you to contest. You have 18 seconds left, so the most you can do right now, probably from back here, is paint for special. This, again, is probably not going to be a safe fight for you to take. Okay, it is the arrow spray, but with height advantage, honestly, I still wouldn't go for that.
Right.
You just kind of skirt around them, get in between them and the zone so that they can't go in and take it without going through you. And paint for special so that when you do have it, you can do the bomb behind, bomb forward, bomb behind, bomb forward. Keep them zoned out while also just guaranteed capping the zone. I like this. At this point, with all of those bombs down and your whole team rushing, you can probably anticipate that this player has backed up further and that the bombs on the near edge of the zone are not threatening them anymore. So at this point, with people in front of you, knowing that this area in front of you is about to get swept through, I would swim forward a little bit and then start throwing more bombs. Because the far edge of the zone is what's going to get painted last. So if you put bombs on there and then paint the near side, as soon as the bombs pop and your near side is painted, it just caps right away. Because now all of your bombs landed at most at like the middle of the zone. None of them really went and got that far edge. And so it's taking a lot longer and a lot more resources to actually cap it. And it never actually happens before the game is over.
Yep.
So let's sum that up in a few key takeaways, because that was a lot of stuff we talked about, and I'm sure you're a little bit overwhelmed and there's a lot going on in your brain. So,
Naturally.
I mean, obviously, there's always a lot going on in your brain because you're just such an intelligent individual. But let's talk about a few of those things overall that we want to be working on to improve our frontlining and to kind of accomplish our role as a frontliner. First of all, know what you have to zone your opponents away from and get in between them and that. That's a way that you can kind of theory craft every mode in this game. In Rainmaker, you're zoning them away from your team's Rainmaker carrier, or you're zoning the Rainmaker away from the goal. In Tower Control, you're zoning them away from the tower, either because you're defending them from getting close enough to the tower to push it, or you're defending the tower rider from them. Same deal as with the zone. You know, if they have to fight you before they can get to your tower rider, then you get to ride the tower for longer. So that is the frontline code. You should always be in there in front of every objective carrier. You should be in there in front of the clam holders. You should be in there in front of the Rainmaker carrier. You should make it so that whoever is pushing the objective on your team can do it for free. They don't have to worry about any opponents, because any opponents that are going to be shooting at someone are going to be shooting at you first. So that's the first and biggest picture macro scale thing to work on. In order to accomplish that, though, there are some technical things to work on. One of them is paint more to when you don't know where opponents are. So instead of your only aggressive mode being hard commit and kill them, one of your aggressive modes, one of the ways you can aggress without going is you know, hold W key, push forward, is to paint ahead. So let me show you something really quick on my screen. So let's say that, you know, this patch right here is enemy ink. The most aggressive way to paint this is just to get.
Can we switch your
sure.
Discord stream?
Well,
Because it's like delayed enough that it's hard to understand.
there we go. All right.
Oh,
There we go.
nice.
So let's say that this whole patch that I've just painted is actually enemy ink and not my ink. The most aggressive way to paint this, the way to get special the fastest and the way to take ground the fastest, is to stand right at the edge of it and to paint over it exactly like this. But that's not the safest way to paint it, because if there's a roller sitting right here and I walk right up to the roller, I am now dead. So what you might want to do instead is to get halfway forward and do one of these and paint like this, and then move forward like this. Because then any weapon that's going to one-shot you, except maybe a blaster, is going to be far enough away from you that they probably just get splash damage from there. And so you're a lot safer going for aggressive painting that way. So I'm going to do something like this if I'm not sure that there's someone there. Or another way to do it, to make sure that it's safe, is, let's say I am approaching, again, this is all enemy ink. We're using our imagination. Another way you could do it is you put a bomb right there. And now you know that they have to back up, and you can get closer up to it and start painting more of it.
Nice.
So that's another way that you can try to approach that patch of enemy ink. Those are ways that you can kind of control space, force them out, and discover their positions forcefully. Someone cannot shark you if you are painting over the patch of ink that they are sitting in. When you have painted all of this, you now have vision. Do you play any MOBAs? Like, does the concept of warding mean anything to you?
Yeah.
So painting is vision. Painting is dropping a ward in League of Legends.
Right.
Painting is, they are definitely not in there, or if they are there, I've seen them. So that's like the safe way to kind of force your way forward. Without necessarily having to take a fight to take them out and clear them out of that area. So that sort of aggressive painting is something that you should be focusing on a lot, because your modes are either hold back or all in, and you need that middle ground for when we're in a neutral position and you need to start controlling some space and putting them at a disadvantaged state. That also will have the side effect that you get special more often because you're painting more, and you'll also have special more often because you're feeding less. But you'll also have a better opportunity to take fights because you'll have vision of them. You'll have taken more time before you go all in, so that you now have more information, and that all in is more likely to be informed and more likely to be successful. And on top of all of that, you have the movement advantage of being able to move through your paint. So generally, paint more. A lot of the time, a frontliner can actually outpaint a support at a high level of play because they're the ones who are painting over enemy ink more. The support is more likely to paint the easy patch of turf that's like right by their spawn to get armor really quickly before they run in. But the frontliner is more likely to be painting over something that's going to get painted over again, and they get to paint it twice. So think about your special output. That is a good way of checking, or just use the app and check your paint output. And make sure that, especially on something like a Neo Splash that paints like crazy, that you are actually getting those high paint numbers that it's capable of.
Okay. Can you check per game on the app?
Yes.
Or do you have to just like calculate?
You can check per game. Okay. Like
nice.
Let me see. I bet I can show this. We're gonna go here, and then I'm just gonna pull up one of the games that we played in League. So, from the app, I'm going to battles on the bottom right, and then I'm clicking on one of our games, and then there it is. So I'm gonna go to here. Oh no, the green.
The green.
Okay, but you can see it right underneath my name if it will focus.
Yeah, I know the screen you're talking about. Okay, sweet.
It's not focusing, but right underneath your name, there is a number.
It's like how much it added to your weapon's total paint count.
And that number is it's the same exact number that you would get in Turf War in the upper right. The number of P painted, number of units painted. Okay.
You need to get high Ps, bro.
Exactly. And then the last thing, the macro game concept of zoning them away from the objective. There's the concept of painting aggressively to apply pressure. And then lastly, below either of those concerns, I would say is aim, which in specific we said you're overcorrecting a lot, so you're forcing yourself to go past the target and then come back to it. Whereas ideally, you're getting to the target and then staying there. So making sure that you, and the way, as with anything that you're going to practice, like if you've ever played a musical instrument, it's very much like this as well. If you're not getting it, go slower. Just slow it down and slow it down and slow it down until you are getting it, and then very slowly speed up from there. So you might start out by going this slowly to the targets to make sure that you're not overcorrecting. Or even slower than that. As slow as you need to go to where you can get this every single time. Okay. And then you can start speeding it up a little bit. But then if you overcorrect, stop yourself and go back to going slowly again. So that was a little faster, and I kept it on. That was a little faster. That was a little faster. That was much faster. And then I missed. And so now I'm going to go back. Because the more that you practice sloppily, the more you practice doing that sort of stuff, the more of a habit that's going to become. So you always want to, as soon as you start realizing I'm being sloppy, you want to immediately stop yourself and go back to not sloppy. And then, over time, it'll be steadier. You'll be able to speed it up more. Another thing to practice is when you do miss, always practice moving after you've missed, because that's going to save your life in a lot of fights. All right. Was there anything else you had questions about? Is there anything that you wanted to talk about? Since you do have a team, is there anything you wanted to talk about with regard to coordination, or call-outs or anything like that?
Oh, I wish I had thought more before. I would have written some stuff.
All right. Feel free, anytime to just reach out to me on Discord. I'm not so famous that I can't respond to a DM.
Cool.
So just
the famous person ever. Come on.
so just
You never reply to my DMs.
I'm ghosting Avery specifically, but everybody else is cool.
Everybody else.
So just send me questions anytime you want, or if you wanted something that could be really helpful is if you play with your team and you play with callouts, record with the callouts on the recording, and then have the whole team get into a call, and we can all talk together about what's going on the macro scale with
hopefully
team
they're still
coordination.
here to hear your advertisement.
So anytime any of you guys wanted to do that, I would totally be down. I love doing whole team VOD reviews. We can talk about a lot more of the game that way, without having to be like, yeah, your teammate's probably going to push that way. You can be like, your teammate is going to push this way, or they're going to get splatted trying. You can know that because you're talking to them. So you can get a lot more precise that way, and that's a really cool thing that I don't get to do a lot on this stream. So anytime I find people who are on a team, I love to do those kinds of things. So feel free to come back for a sequel anytime.
Oh yeah,
open invitation.
We hang out a lot, so I definitely have some leeway in that department.
Awesome. So that'll do it for our VOD review. Thank you so much, HughHeifer, for being here. You've got something to plug, Avery?
I am not plugged, but I did have a question that was asked in the chat, and I wanted to ask it after.
Go for it.
The VOD was finished. But someone was wondering about if we have any videos for improving team composition or more team composition focused videos on the channel.
Team composition is a very complicated topic that's I'll be straight up. One of the reasons I haven't tackled it is that I don't feel like I have quite the grasp of it at a high enough level that I would feel comfortable talking about it. It's too much. There's a lot to be said about it by better experts than me. So FLC has a video about this that I would definitely recommend you go and watch. I think it's one of his Twitch highlights, where he talks about the caveman test. The caveman test is, can this comp beat 4 T-Techs? Can this comp just beat 4 players on a very basic weapon that's going to hold forward at you and try and splat you? He talks about, this is how, this is a baseline test that I start with. Prochara has also made videos on it, and I'm sure there are some other experts who could talk about it. Prochara is a pretty, I would say, of the things that Prochara knows, I would say that team comp building is probably one of the better ones.
I have to interrupt here. The question wasn't comp, it was coordination. But it's still kind of
the word comp was used. So that's why I'm talking in part about that.
Did I say,
the question literally says, do you have a video about how to improve team coordination?
Okay.
Me.
So to finish that thought on comps, since I've already gone this far down the rabbit hole, might as well finish before I get there. Prochara is specifically going to be good at talking about team comps. Like, he thinks a lot about, as a captain of teams, of overall strategy. His team, Prophecy, later Low Key, and later back to Prophecy, they were one of the first teams ever to bring Bamboo into top-level play. And this was before MPU, and they were running it back then and having success on it even then. So like their theory crafting is definitely impressive and something, to respect about them. So I would definitely think about Prochara's videos there, and take those and consider those carefully. But going back to the idea about team coordination, that is primarily a communication concept. at a certain point, a top level team will get to where they don't need to communicate very much because they know what to do. But to get to that point, they have to first have communicated a lot. That's all about callouts. That is something I've been considering making a video about. And that one of the reasons I've been considering making that the next video is that will definitely carry over and be evergreen content going into Splatoon 3. But Cliff's notes, location callouts are not as important as you think they are. What's more important is knowing what your teammates are doing. You need to know what they're doing so that you can play off of what they're doing. And you need to be in position close to them so that you can follow up once you know what they are doing. So part of it is your positioning. Part of it is you calling out preemptively before you're about to push someone, which is crazy hard. Okay? It is extremely difficult to have the presence of mind that, oh, there's something here to shoot. To first go, I'm going to go shoot at that thing and then go shoot at it. That's really hard to do. But another thing that is really, really important for that is just your awareness in general. In order for you to know what your teammates are doing, you need to know, one, how many people are up on either side. You need to know your numbers advantages, because if you're 2 down, you need to know that your teammate is not going to go in, and that you are not going to want to support them in a fight. You're going to want to paint for special and wait for your teammates to come back. Number 2, you need to know where they're positioned so that you can be close enough and you can take off angles. If you're standing right on top of your teammate, that's not going to work. Your opponents can just look in one direction and shoot and hit both of you at the same time. You need to take angles so that your opponents need to make drastic changes in their aim to be able to hit both of you. So that's something we talked about in individual play here, but it definitely affects team coordination as well. And finally, you need to get to a point where, as a team, you are disciplined enough that you're not charging in and dying before you can get special advantage, use those specials, and then follow up on those specials with other specials. You need to be... when someone else pops Inkjet, you need to look at where they're targeting and throw a bomb in that area. You need to paint that person's feet. You need to make it as easy as possible for their damage to hit. Or if you see a teammate and you have the Inkjet who is already in a fight, then you use your Inkjets to influence that fight. Shoot at the guy who's shooting at your teammate. But also, when someone uses a special, realize you're at an advantage and you realize you need to push forward. As soon as someone pops armor, everyone's a frontliner. As soon as someone pops missiles, everyone has vision, and you need to move now to take advantage of the fact that you have that vision and that they're being displaced. So it's all about timing. It's all about positioning. It's all about letting your teammates know what you're about to do so that they have any chance in hell of acting on it. And it's the discipline of not going down first before your team can actually get in position and do something. So that was a lot, and that's kind of like the rough outline of what that video is going to say, but hopefully some of that was able to help you. All right.
Yeah.
Now we have lots of problems with that last one, but I will take note of those points to start improving. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. We are 25 minutes past the time that we're normally done, and I am going to go and eat dinner. But thank you all for watching. Thank you, HughHeifer, for contributing your footage. I know it's an act of bravery to put yourself out there under any circumstances, to put yourself up for scrutiny and have me tell everybody all of the things you're doing wrong is even harder. So thank you for being willing to do that. I appreciate that. And thank you for giving us content for the stream. And thanks for playing League with us as well.
By the way, the barnyard sounds pretty receptive to the idea of a team setup.
All right,
so
let's chat in the DMs. That's going to be great. All right. So thank you, everybody. We are Bravest Esports. Our mission is to bring esports to all sorts of different kinds of people and bring them together in doing so. So we run events working with schools, parks and rec departments, and businesses to help build teams, get people together, just have them having a fun time, or to provide venues for self-improvement, like in competitive play. So check us out at bravest.com. Also, check out our Discord server. This is where, if you want a VOD review of your own, go into that Discord server, and that's where you'll find me to DM me. So that would be the place to go for that. Thank you, everybody, both on YouTube and on Twitch. We really appreciate having you guys here, and we'll see you next week, same time. Have a good night.